Punnett squares with Mr. Novak. Yes, I'll try and take you through setting up a Punnett square and then appropriately answering the questions. So from the Amoeba sisters, you would have learned some key terms, namely alleles, heterozygous, homozygous, dominant, recessive, phenotype, and genotype. Some key terms. Now, I recommend you do the 5-step process and then worry about these questions. The 5 steps is just do the Punnets and then worry about these questions after you complete. So step 1 is the key of the alleles. So you need to do some reading. We have Patrick and Patty, and we have both of them are heterozygous. And it's for body color, and we have pink, and we have yellow. But we've been told that pink is dominant. So we'll use that as our letter, capital P for pink, dominant. And of course we use the same letter but lowercase for the recessive, which in this case is yellow. So that's step 1. Step 2 is setting up the parents. Now, as I say, you need to watch out for the key terms. Heterozygous means it's got one of each of the alleles. So the genotype of one parent is P, capital P, little p, and the same for their other parent, because we're told both are heterozygous. So that's step 2. Step 3 is completing the matrix or the Punnett. So we go down with the capital P's. The little p, we usually go to the right, so we've got some space because we would prefer the capital P's up. Then we go across by rows, capital P, and here we have little p, little p. So that's step 3. Step 4 is the genotype, and we write out the genotype. That's the pairs of alleles. So we have the homozygous, dominant. We have the heterozygous, don't have to say it's one of each, and then we have the homozygous, which is recessive. And we have the ratio of 1 to 2 to 1. So that's our ratio for genotype. And phenotype is the physical, or what we see. We only see one of two things, either pink or yellow to define it. And now let's have a look. How many pinks? Remember, they are dominant. So that's 3 for pink and 1 for yellow. And now I am very ready for answering these questions. I'm just going to pause for a moment while I set up the next question. Right, let's have a look at this one. A homozygous dominant brown mouse is crossed with a heterozygous brown mouse. And we're looking at their tan is the recessive color. We either have a brown mouse or a tan, our two. So obviously we don't even have a Punnett draw. So I'll let you get started on. See how much you can get done in a minute. So just pause this. So I should say pause it and then come back when you're finished. All right, so let's get started. So you draw your little square and remember the 5 steps are your keys of your alleles. So we've got brown, so we'll use capital B for brown. And that's, I suppose, the coat, brown coat. And a little b or for the recessive tan coat. That's step 1. Step 2 is the parents. Now we have a homozygous dominant brown mouse. And you can either do it on the top or to the side. Homozygous meaning the same, and it's dominant brown. So that's capital B, capital B, capital B. And the other parent was heterozygous, which means one of each. That's step 2. Step 3 is complete the matrix or the Punnett. So going down vertically, you have capital B, little b, little b. And going via the rows, capital B for both. So there's our third step. We now do our genotypes. genotypes. We always have the three. Remember, we have the dominant homozygous, the heterozygous, and the heterozygous recessive. We have two, we have 0 for the phenotypes. And sorry, for the phenotypes, we have either brown or tan. Remember, these are both brown. This one is tan. Ratio is 4 to 0. And that's how you do a punnet. If you're not too sure, review your video of Amoeba Sisters, which is found on the same lesson page. Have a good one.